Greetings and welcome to another episode of Trippy Food and another installment of Hot Noods. Today we're going to try something, this is kind of like a consolation prize. So one of our subscribers, Miguel Rangel, had told us that at Walmart they had Nissin everything bagel flavored ramen. So I thought, yeah, we got to try that. I mean, he suggested it, but that's the kind of thing that we got to try anyways. So I went out there to get it. I went to a couple of different Walmarts and they didn't have it. So one of the guys at Walmart, one of the blue jacket guys, suggested that I look online, which I did. So I went to Walmart's website, and apparently on Walmart's website, they didn't have it. They were all out. And if you go to Nissin's website, it says available at Walmart. So I'm thinking I'm out of luck. Now, it kind of drives me nuts when they do something like with some of these limited time things that they don't, make it available on a bigger scale. And so I was a little bit disappointed in that. I did see online, however, that it was artificially flavored. How hard is it to do everything bagel flavored ramen? How hard can it be? That's what I thought to myself. And because I thought that to myself, I decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make it. Now that's why I have these Nissin noodles. These are the original flavor. I don't know if there's some sort of powder in there or not, but I'm going to take whatever's in there and I'm just going to use the noodles themselves. And I'm going to use this as the basis. And so you're probably asking yourself, Val, the hell's wrong with you? No, you're probably saying, Val, how are you going to do that? How are you going to make these original flavored Nissin cup noodles taste like a everything bagel? Well, I'm glad you asked. First of all, we're going to start with an everything bagel from our friends at Noah's Everything Bagel. Now, how do we get that, or at least that flavor, into this? Well, I'm glad you asked. So I don't know if you can see behind me, but I've got a pot of water boiling. And I'm going to just go ahead and drop this everything bagel into that water, and I'm going to let that water boil for, I'm going to give it about 5-10 minutes or so. And that's the water I'm going to use to make these noodles. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to put it everything side down. And you may be saying, Val, why are you sticking a bagel in water? Do you know how bagels are made? All right, so let's put the lid on this and maybe turn the heat down a little bit just so that it doesn't go crazy. And we're going to let that sit. We're going to let that boil for a little bit. Now, so that's going to make the water that we use taste like everything bagel. That's fine. But we're going to, sift it. We're going to get all the big chunks and stuff out of there. And we still want it to be like everything bagel. So what are we going to do? We're going to add a cream cheese sauce. This says, or the original one said it had a cream cheese sauce. So we're going to make a cream cheese sauce. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that with cream cheese. And we're using Philadelphia cream cheese because nothing but the best if you're going to, bagel this up. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go ahead and make our sauce. And again, keep in mind this whole thing is an experiment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the cream cheese. And, we're in uncharted territory here. So, as far as, how much to use and everything, all bets are off. We're making this up as we go. I mean, I don't need to make a lot because there's just that little cup, right? That might be okay for starters. And then we need some kind of liquid like cream to help make that, into a liquid, into a sauce. So I've heated up some cream. Now, if I'm being completely honest, this is oat milk. It's creamy oat milk, unsweetened and unflavored. And the reason I'm doing this is because, the lactose intolerance thing, right? So let's add some of that in there. That ought to be enough, I think. We'll do this while we're waiting for our bagel. And then again, how are we going to put that everything bagel topping back on there? Well, that's easy enough. Thank you, Trader Joe's, for your everything but the bagel sesame seasoning blend. So we're going to use that. All right. Smells like cream cheese. Okay, that's done. Let our bagel boil a little bit. Ooh, that is fun looking. There's bubbles all over the place. I should have actually broken that up into smaller pieces because it's floating on the top. But that's what bagels do when you boil the bagels when you're making them. They kind of float on the top. Let's open this up. Okay, so there's shrimp, and it looks like egg and some other stuff. We're going to try to get as much of that off as we can, which I think should be, oh, and it smells like shrimp too. There's still some on the top. I'm going to kind of scrape as much of that off as I can because I don't want that. I don't want the regular soup flavor to be in there. Close enough. Close enough. All right, so again, the instructions for making this is, add the hot water in up to the line, leave it covered for 3 minutes, and that's the whole thing. So that's part 2. So let's see how our bagel's doing over here. Our water's changing color. Give it another couple of minutes. So what I plan to do is, again, sift the water from the bagel, put that in here, cook the noodles. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sift the noodles and I'm going to pan fry them in butter. So I want them to kind of like crisp up a little bit, and I'm gonna use butter because bagels, right? All right. Let me take out this boiled bagel. All right, now I need a timer. That's close enough. So let's put in our bagel water and let that sit for 3 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, time is up. So now, I'm gonna drain these as much as I can. Now, I have a pan with hot butter in there, and I'm going to pan fry these noodles in the butter. Yep. And while that's pan frying, I'm going to use my everything bagel seasoning. Okay, those seem nice and toasty now, so now I'm gonna add my sauce. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. All right, now the tricky part, getting it back in the cup. Because presentation is everything. They kind of look like hash browns. I know, there's another idea. They kind of cook down a little bit. But here we go. This is really hot. When you see the steam coming off that, I'm gonna burn my mouth for sure. All right, here we go. We have made Nissin cup noodles, everything bagel flavored. And we used everything bagel. We used everything bagel seasoning, we used real cream cheese, we used an everything bagel. So I have a feeling this will taste more like an everything bagel than the original Nissin everything bagel one. All right, here we go. Really cooked down to nothing. That's funny. Perfect. Now, could use a little more cream cheese, I think. Let's put a little more sauce in there. But the texture, well, the texture of noodles, no matter how much you crisp them up or pan fry them, is never going to match, an everything bagel. But it's pretty close. It's pretty close because the noodles are drier. They've got kind of like a slight sear on them. So texture-wise, we got it. Flavor-wise, got your onion, got your garlic, got your sesame, got your salt. They're all there. Yeah, this is good. That's a big thumbs up. Now, we may never know how the Nissin one tastes, but at least we had a backup plan, and we get to taste what everything bagel ramen would taste like. If the Nissin one is half as good as this one, that's a big thumbs up. I can't help but laugh. It's funny. So if you want to try this, you can get this anywhere. Any grocery store is going to have the original flavor. Try to get as much of that seasoning out as possible. And then everything bagel, anywhere. Trader Joe's has the seasoning. Any grocery store is going to have the cream cheese. Get out and make this, because this is really, really good. It's just it's a weird breakfast. It's a weird breakfast is what this is. So get out and get the stuff and make this. Let me know in the comments down below. If you make this, do you get the same reaction that I do? But when you do get out there, just remember that it's crazy out there. So please be careful. Take care of yourselves. Take care of others. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for checking out Trippy Food. If you enjoyed watching that video half as much as I did making it, well then I enjoyed it twice as much as you did. And if that's the case, you'll probably like this video right here. And if not, check out this video right here. That one's a little bit different. Either way, leave a comment down below. And be sure to subscribe by clicking on the Trippy Food icon right here. Glad you could make it, and we hope to see you again soon.